Hey everyone, it's Sensei Ron Thomas. Join me on an upcoming episode of The Lost World of Movie Props, where I'll be discussing, of course, all things Cobra Kai, all things Karate Kid, and hopefully a few things personal development. See you there.
Hello, everybody. My name's Ben Robbins, and welcome to the Lost World of Movie Props. And today I'm here with motivational speaker and sensei Ron Thomas. How are you doing, Tom?
Tom, I'm doing this.
Ron, sorry, I don't know why I called you Tom. Tom's your last name, isn't it? That's the nerves kicking in.
Yeah. Rob, Tom, Ron. It's all good. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, just getting those first jitters out the way, I think. Now I've messed that up, it's fine. We can carry on. So I wanted to get you on just to talk a bit about your career in the film industry, and also talk about your motivational speaking as well as your website. Just a bit of an all-rounder that if we can go for it, that'd be brilliant.
Sounds good to me.
Cool. So yeah, my first question to you is what came first in your life? Was it karate or acting? Like, where did that all come from?
Swimming. Competitive swimming came first in my life. I was 3 years old. I was standing on the starting blocks of my very first swimming race, and they announced me as little Ronnie Thomas, the youngest competitive swimmer in the world.
Nice.
I don't know if that was true, but that's what they said through the PA system. And I was 3 years old. I was swimming against all the way up to 6 years old, because it was 6 and under was the age category. And I continued swimming for a long time, competitive swimming, and I really loved sports. I got into all kinds of sports growing up, golf. I was a competitive golfer. I almost went pro. I thought about
nice.
I almost chose golf for a career. I don't know why. I wanted to choose the two hardest careers on the planet, professional golf or professional acting. But they're both very, 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 very tough careers to make a living at and do well at. But anyway, I grew up in Reno, Nevada, so I played ice hockey, water skiing in Lake Tahoe, and snow skiing, and all of that stuff was my childhood. So competitive athletics was really the first insight to, just how much mindset matters, and focus matters, and discipline matters if you want to win. If you don't care about winning, none of that matters. But I wanted to win, because losing sucks. So, and then I got involved in martial arts, and took that game to a whole nother level with focus and honor and discipline, and doing things that a smaller person like myself, you wouldn't think was possible, particularly against a larger opponent. And it just kind of all evolved. But acting, I got started also at a very young age in theater at 11 years old in Reno, Nevada, and loved it. Loved the attention, loved being center stage, getting, and just loved that whole vibe. And then I think I was about 14 when I started going to Hollywood. 12 or I don't know, I don't remember, but I was young, starting to go to Hollywood and auditioning. And I think I got my first movie at 14 called Fire. You spell it F-Y-R-E. And then I fell in love with the whole entertainment industry, moved to Hollywood, and the rest is history.
Okay, brilliant.
Still making history, I guess.
Yeah, everything's blowing back up again now for you, obviously, with Cobra Kai and that. I mean, it's phenomenal how big that show's been. I mean, it's number one everywhere.
Yeah, it's a genius. It was a genius idea. The creators that created it, and because it had a built-in audience globally, worldwide. The Karate Kid has been one of the very few films that have had a generational impact. The original fans made their children watch it, and their grandchildren watch it, and it's had this generational thing and culture about it. And now, they decided, let's make a series out of it, call it Cobra Kai, and see where these guys are now in later in life and what they're up to. And and then appealing to the younger audience too. So they bring in these young actors and the newest generation of Cobras and Miyagi-Dos. And now we've got, an additional fan base of young kids who probably never even saw Karate Kid,
Yeah, of course.
and it's just, yeah, it's surreal. It's amazing what's happened. But if you stop and think about it, it's maybe shocking, but not surprising.
So I'm going to obviously the Karate Kid where you began. How did you audition for that? Where did the audition come from? How did you get the role?
Well, I was, the same way you get any other role in Hollywood. My agent calls me and tells me I have an audition for this movie called The Karate Kid, and I thought it was a stupid title. The Karate Kid, okay. But you've got an audition for it. They're looking for a group of guys who look like they're from California, blonde hair, blue eyed guys, and you're going to audition for the role of Johnny. And okay, so I went and I read, and they said don't say anything about your martial arts background, because they really want to focus on your acting. They're going to train you in martial arts anyway, so just talk about acting, and that's it. If they ask you if you have any experience in martial arts, tell them. Other than that, just be quiet about it. So that's what I did. And, I ended up not getting the role of Johnny, but obviously they saw me a better fit for Bobby, which, I'm really happy about. I'm really happy. I'm honored to play the role of Bobby, because he's unique among the Cobras, and being the guy with the centered, balanced one who knows when the line is being crossed, and the good guy out of the bad guys. So
when I've been on YouTube a few times and watched like the rehearsals for all the fight scenes for the Karate Kid. Obviously, when they found out you did karate, did you get to have much influence or like your input with the karate? Did you get to help teach the other guys, or did they all know karate? How did that all work?
Actually, what happened was, I think it was about 6 weeks into rehearsal or so that Pat Johnson when you're a black belt, another black belt can recognize how you move versus, how a white belt moves. And a black belt moves completely differently than a white belt. One is precise and on balance, and one is sloppy and not so on balance. And that's as it should be, right? So Pat had noticed that I had some skills and asked me, he said, have you had training? And I had to spill the beans, and tell him, yeah, I'm a black belt. And we talked for a while. And then when it came time to do the montage, fight sequences for the All Valley Championships, and Pat was just so busy choreographing all these little fight scenes with all these black belts they brought in from the Los Angeles area to fill in as extras and do these fights and simulate a real karate tournament. And he said, can you take this black belt here and this guy over here? Can you just take these two guys and go choreograph a couple short fight sequences, maybe like 2 points each, meaning, score, boom, 1 point, and then score again, and bring the fight sequences back to me for me to approve or not approve. And we'll take it from there, because I'm just too busy. So he let me choreograph my fight scenes out of the montage.
That's really awesome that he had that trust in you, and especially for it to be on a film as well. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was, it's something I'll never forget. It was a huge honor. And the fact that he did trust me enough to let me do that. And they kept my stuff, the flying leg scissors. When take the guy down to the ground, I hit him with a back fist, and laying on, that's out of sport jujitsu or jujitsu, which is my style. And, the other stuff that I did, they kept it. And, so yeah, it was quite an honor for Pat Johnson to let me do that.
So can you walk us through like a typical day on set for you on the Karate Kid? How did your day go? When did it start? When did it finish? What was required of you?
Yeah, it's typical movie set thing. You get your call time. Sometimes shooting changes in a single day, so the scheduling. So you'll get your call sheets. They'll just give you like 2 or 3 or 4 of them. They'll keep changing the time in a single day sometimes, because they're getting behind or they want to change this or that. So you get your call sheet, you know what time you're supposed to show up to the set. You better be on time or early. Usually if we have to show up in the morning, the routine is you show up in the morning, you let people know you're there, and they would tell you got to go get into makeup right now. You got to go get into wardrobe right now, or you've got 20 minutes, go grab some breakfast. So usually we have a little time to just let people know you're there, not to be worried that you're not on set, and then just go eat. And then and then hang out with my Cobras. We all hung out together, we all ate together. We were, and then you go to your trailer, and you either you're going to get in wardrobe first, or you're going to get in makeup first, and then one or the other, and then you're just ready for whenever they call you. And typical day, break for lunch, and then break for dinner. And sometimes the days run 14, 15, 16 hours. Sometimes there's just a lot of waiting around and hanging out in your trailer and hanging out with the guys and having a lot of fun. And sometimes you're just working the whole day. So either way, 16-hour days are grueling, but that's the life of movie making, so.
That sounds awesome. Like, it sounds brilliant.
It's fun. It's definitely, I can't complain. It's a lot of fun.
I mean, with the Karate Kid, you did have one scene though that you filmed that was taken out. Would you be able to tell us a bit about that? And was there any reasons behind why it was taken out? Or,
well, I probably had more than one. I think the one that got away for Bobby is the one where he hurts Daniel in the tournament, and then walks across the tournament floor, takes off his black belt and drops it at Kreese's feet with tears in his eyes, and he leaves the tournament. So that got taken out, for ending reasons, they had a new ending that they wanted to use, because the opening of Karate Kid 2, it was actually the original ending of Karate Kid 1. So there's a lot of decision making behind the scenes that goes into what they're going to keep and why they needed Bobby in the opening of Karate Kid 2. If I left the Cobras, chances are I might not be out there, although I could justify why I still would be hanging out with my guys. But that's the scene. Ralph and I had a major choreographed fight scene in the final tournament before I kick his leg. I'm fighting, I'm scoring points. He scores a point on me. I keep looking over at Kreese. That all got taken out. I went into, I can remember going in to do some looping, which is audio recording for the tournament stuff. And I'm watching it, and, my scene is just, I go out, I bow to Ralph, I jump up and hurt his leg. And I said to John Avildsen, our director, I said, "What happened to my fight scene?" And he said, "We thought it would be better if you just got right to it."
Nice.
So there's stuff that got taken out for Bobby. It happened in Cobra Kai too, by the way. When they brought back the originals, all of us for season 2, there was some stuff that I did that got taken out that I wish didn't. It was funny stuff, but again, they're trying to edit a half-hour show, and and they've got all this footage, and they got to decide what to leave in, what to leave out. It happened in season 3 as well with me and Billy. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, we had a lot more dialogue in the church than what you see. But what can you do? The actors really don't have much say in that.
Oh, okay. So moving on to Cobra Kai, how did that come around? Was it just a phone call, or had you been involved with the other seasons? Like, how did you get involved with Cobra Kai?
Because I'm in a Cobra. I'm an original Cobra Kai. That's how I got involved. I mean, unless they were just going to leave the original Cobras out of the show somehow. They had planned it all along. They just didn't know. They just didn't know when they were going to bring us back. At what point in the show and in the story unfoldment did it make sense? Because they are very, very careful about what they're doing. Because they don't want to be the guys that messed up the Karate Kid franchise. You know, they don't, because you know, Cobra Kai, as successful as it is, it could have gone the other way. And I can remember when they started announcing that Cobra Kai is going to come out, and all the chatter on social media. I can remember so many people saying it's never going to work. These guys are older. Who cares? They're washed up, you know. And people get proven wrong so much when it comes to that kind of stuff. Even Karate Kid, I had people tell me, I had my own manager tell me that there was no demographic. There was no audience for Karate Kid. It wasn't going to work. I mean, wrong. He's wrong, you know, and stupid to say it, and stupid to think it, because he never came to the set to meet an Academy Award-winning director, an Academy Award-winning producer. He never came to the set to meet, you know, some heavyweights in Hollywood that were there. And he had the opportunity because his client was on the set, me, right? And he never did. He never showed up because he thought the movie was going to be nothing.
Oh, that's a shame, isn't it? But you know, you win some, you lose some a little bit, then, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, that's, for me, as on the business side of acting, I fired him. Let's just put it that's the short of it. I fired him because I had to move on from somebody who wasn't going to take advantage of a client being in a major movie like that. And the publicity that should have taken my career to another level in that moment. And he should have been part of that. So anyway.
So obviously, talking about Cobra Kai and with Bobby, did you get much influence with, obviously, because how Bobby is in Cobra Kai? Did they look at your real life and think, oh, we moved Bobby into this world? Or do you think they were always going to do that with Bobby?
I don't know. I had a conversation with them about, you know, Bobby, what they thought I thought Bobby would be up to at this point in his life, but it wasn't ever going to change what they thought Bobby was up to. And so they just kind of told me, well, he's going to be a pastor. This is how he's healed from his past experiences with Kreese, and all of the Cobras have gone on to kind of deal with what they experienced with Kreese when they were younger and heal in their lives. And this is where Bobby is going to go. He's going to be a pastor, which makes total sense, right? He's still trying to lead people in the right direction and do good for, you know, in life. And he still has that moral compass. Yet what I love about Bobby is he still has that conflict. He's still a Cobra. He's a pastor, but he's not opposed to going into a bar, having a few beers with his buddies and getting in a bar fight, you know. Or sweeping his best friend in church.
That was a brilliant scene.
Cross the line. You're crossing the line here. This is my house. This is my dojo. Keep it up. You're going down. I don't care who you are. You know, so I love that about Bobby. He's not a priest. But a pastor, and he's he's willing to throw it down if he has to. So
being back on set with the old gang again, have you all kept contact over the years, or have you always kept contact, or what was it like all being on set together again?
Yeah, we've all been friends through the years. We've stayed in touch. We've traveled together and partied together, and, you know, gone out to Christmas dinner, Christmas parties, and we just have hung out. We're buddies, you know. And so it was, you know, it wasn't like, oh man, so glad to see you. I haven't seen you in years. No, I talked to you a couple of weeks ago, you know. But it was more like being on set again and playing these characters again that we played so many years ago together again was magical. And it was an experience that it's hard to describe it when you've been a part of it and you've seen what's happened with everything with Karate Kid and Cobra Kai. But to be together again and playing these characters was, you know, it's really hard to describe, but it was magical, and it was invigorating and energizing, and it was just so much fun to do that together again. So magic.
So with the bar fight scene that you guys had, did you have much influence on the fight scene, the choreography and that, or was that already scripted for you guys?
No, and I tried. I have some signature moves, you know, that I was known for back in the day when I was really, you know, doing a lot of martial arts demonstrations and stuff. And I you can catch a few of that stuff online. And I thought while I was reading the script and how the fight was all going to go down in the bar, I was thinking, man, I could really show some stuff here. I could just one or two moves that would make the audience jump out of their seat. And
Nice.
I kind of explained it to the guys. I even sent them a video of me doing what I had in mind. And they were like, yeah, that's really cool. But when I got there, no, you know, they leave all that stuff up to Hiro Koda and Janelle, that, you know, the fight choreographers for the show. And I had like zero input, you know, except that, you know, they said, well, what do you have? And I didn't know they were going to do that to me. And I was freezing in the bar. It was freezing in the bar. I'm glad I kept my jacket on for a reason, you know, my motorcycle jacket, the Harley one, because it was cold. And they said, come, you know, I'm standing around. I'm not stretched out. I'm not warmed up. I'm not expecting them to say, hey, Ron, come here and show us some of your best kicks. You know, I'm freezing. I'm in jeans, and you want me to what? You know, and okay. So I showed them what I could do, but you know, and I didn't really give it my all. I was like, if you decide you want me to do this or that kick or whatever, I can do it. I can do a butterfly kick. I can do a spinning back kick, whatever you want. But you know, I'm going to have to go stretch out. I'm going to have to go warm up, you know, but ultimately that's about all the input I had. So, yeah. And even some of that fight scene for me got cut. There was a few moves in there that got cut out. So that's just what happens, you know, but you know, it's all good. And it was definitely a lot of fun.
Yeah. So what was it like filming, obviously your episode? It's obviously when you guys are all reunite and you get the bar scene. But obviously you've got Rob, who's sadly no longer with us. I mean, how was it filming that? Obviously the end scene with him and everything that's happened. Like, how was it being able to have those last memories together?
Well, he wasn't sick, contrary to at the time. He wasn't sick, contrary to a lot of rumor out there. He wasn't sick. He was fine. So filming the last scene was emotional. I actually was crying. I don't know if you can actually see that on camera or not. But I remember I put my face on his chest, you know, the first time there was tears. His shirt got wet from my tears. And because it was just, we've been living with these characters for 30 plus years. And we've been, and to think that one of them is actually going to die, it was almost real for me, you know, it was very, very emotional. But overall, now that Rob has passed, I'm really, really, really happy especially for him and his spirit, and who, you know, because that we all got to do this all again one more time together, and that he got to play Tommy one more time. And highlight some of who Tommy was, put him in a body bag, you know. I'm really happy. Kind of put an exclamation point on Rob's career and Tommy, the character Tommy, you know. And then sadly we lost him, but I'm really happy that we had that experience, if for nothing else, for Rob's sake. Yeah.
So obviously, with Cobra Kai, the fan theories out there are just everywhere. I mean, you can't stop it at the minute. So what theories have you seen that you really like and you want for Bobby to happen?
Oh my God. Well, the other day somebody posted a spinoff, right? They posted Bobby, what they say, Pastor Bobby, karate preacher. Instead
that'd be cool.
Teacher, right? I thought that's cool. There's been a lot of speculation and theory and rumor and spin-off ideas, and you know, the one I like is the one I came up with myself. I didn't really come up with it as a spin-off. I just thought it would be cool, knowing who Bobby is, to incorporate this into the existing show Cobra Kai. That Homeless Lynn we're kind of social media buddies, right? Susan Gallagher, who plays Homeless Lynn, and she has her own webpage, and it was called, I don't know if it's still called Theories, but it's like people post what Homeless Lynn should be up to or whatever. And she's got her own little fan culture. And I just posted in there, I thought this would be cool. Bobby takes in Homeless Lynn because she comes to the church for food, and he takes her in under his wing, and he cleans her up, gets her off the streets, and starts teaching her karate. And then he gets her to her black belt, and then she helps run a non-for-profit dojo that Bobby has funded by his church for any inner city kids who can't afford karate lessons. And then he starts to train some of these kids, and they actually end up being very, very good fighters and compete against Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do. And I always thought Bobby should be running a non-for-profit martial arts school funded by his church anyway, regardless of whether he cleans up Homeless Lynn or not. I think it would be a cool storyline for Bobby to be a pastor and a sensei, and trying to keep these kids on the straight and narrow, because I think Cobra Kai could use another dojo.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my idea. But there's a lot of stuff out. Bobby has his own little fan base, and I appreciate all the fans out there, and they've definitely got some cool ideas. So who knows what will happen.
So looking at Bobby, and obviously now you do motivational speaking and talks all over the place. Do you think Bobby's character really helped you obviously mold the person you are now? Did you take away bits of him and put that into your real life, and which helped you develop into a motivational speaker?
No, I don't. I never really connected the dots between Bobby and my motivational speaking and who I am, except that we do run kind of parallel tracks, right? I do try to help people. I do try to keep people on course. I do know when the line is being drawn. I'm not afraid to stand up. And that, in those respects, Bobby and I are very similar. But I think, again, we talked about my athletic background. Mindset is very, very important. I know that because I've competed so much. And then my martial arts sensei, my own sensei, was my real Mr. Miyagi. When I started training with him, he would talk about life and about character and character development and focus and honor and discipline and confidence and self-esteem and all of the things that are incorporated in training in the martial arts, which is why the martial arts truly does change lives. And at some point I got a little tired. I owned a few martial arts schools, and I got a little tired of running that business, but not of teaching it, of running a business of martial arts. So I thought, well, where can I take this my whole life now? And I realized there's a lot of people out there who don't want to train in the martial arts. They don't want to come in and get a broken nose, but they want the life skills that the martial arts provides. They want the esoteric principles and that sort of, it's almost spirituality, right? That some of the martial arts can bring to enriching people's lives. And so I thought, I know how to do that. I just take that to the stage and take it to a broader audience and incorporate it in motivational speaking and life coaching. And so I got a little more training beyond martial arts and beyond competitive athletics. I found out that Tiger Woods used hypnosis his whole career.
Oh, wow.
And Michael Jordan used sports hypnosis for their whole career. Thought that's interesting. I'm gonna go check that out. So I got certified as a clinical hypnotherapist, and I got certified in neurolinguistic programming, which is Tony Robbins' whole background. So all of that training and all of that knowledge and skill set, I just kind of clump it all together, stir it up, and make it come out as Sensei Ron Thomas. So in my own ideas and thoughts about life and the issues that we all deal with.
So have you got any stories you can tell us where you've changed people's lives at all with your motivational speaking, and how you've done it with your speaking?
Oh my God. I've got so many testimonials. You can go to my website and read some of the testimonials that people have sent me. Whether they were professional athletes or amateur athletes or salespeople, entrepreneurs, or stay-at-home moms.
Yeah.
I've got lots and lots of stories. One that's coming to mind right now, I don't know why. I was doing a lot of talks for a company called Showball Baseball, and that's baseball camps for high school athletes who are looking for Division I scholarships in college. And I was doing the mind training for them. So I remember talking about how do we get into the zone? How do we play life in the zone? How do you play baseball in the zone? What's now called the flow state, being present. Yeah. And there's different components of how we can get into the zone. And every athlete knows they pray to get into the zone. They just don't know how to. It just happens. But when you're there, it's like you're invincible. It's like you're unstoppable. Nothing goes wrong. You're out of your own way and things are just happening for you. And we can start to train ourselves to do that regularly. And so one story real quickly is I had a father of this baseball player, and he was sitting next to his son, and I'm taking them through this how to get present sort of exercise. And I'm get your mind out of the way. And we're talking about get in touch with your senses, because what you're feeling right now is now. It's not happening yesterday or tomorrow, which was where the mind always wants to go. It wants to go past, future all the time. Rarely are we present. So I'm getting people present, going through this exercise. It's a 5-minute exercise. I have them open their eyes, and the father's crying. And I said, what's going on, man? He was sitting in the front row. Why are you crying? He said, because I suffer from migraine headaches. And 5 minutes ago, I was having a migraine. And usually I have to take some kind of pain pill, some kind of drug. He said, my migraine's gone.
Wow. Awesome.
He goes, I've been wanting to get off of these drugs for a long time. He goes, you just showed me how to do that. So that's just one story for whatever reason popped into my head. But yeah, personal growth and personal development changes people's lives. That's what happens in martial arts schools. It's not necessarily because, I know how to fight now. That changed my life. It's not that, unless it has to be for you, because you got to be that macho. That's not what martial arts is about. So yeah, cool stuff.
So you mentioned your website. I mean, I've checked your website out, and it says you do online courses and stuff, and obviously you do your talks on your website and things. And how can people get involved with that, and how does that all work?
Oh my gosh. So just keep following me, because sometimes I just feel like my days are like, I got so much trying to cram in a single day. Not to mention raising a 7-year-old daughter, that I just have a lot on my plate to get done. I've got to get these online courses filmed, put together, and up online so people can actually go purchase them and go through them, whether you're an athlete or you're looking for life mastery, or the wellness dojo, which is more about happiness and well-being. Those three online courses are on my books to get them done. They're just not done yet and not ready to be purchased, but they're coming. I'm right now just trying to get this book done. This one book I'm going through my fourth edit on. It's a Karate Kid fan. It's geared for the karate. At least the title is geared for Karate Kid fans, so they're gonna dig it. But I got to get it done. So that's my main focus right now. But it's all coming. Just keep following me.
So have you got other books out, or is it just the one book you're working on at the minute?
Yeah, I've got a book called Positive Thinking is for Sissies.
Okay.
I've got another book called The Best You Can Sucks.
Yeah.
And I've got to do a follow-up book to Positive Thinking is for Sissies, because that book really came out of a life mastery coaching program that I used to teach a long time ago, that changed a lot of lives too. So, but there's a book 2 that has to get done on that one, and a book 3. I got to get them all done. So just, it's part of my bucket list, I guess I would say, is I just got to get it done though. It's all coming. But yeah, those 2 books are available. You can get those from my website as well, PDF form. You can't get the hard copy right now of Positive Thinking because my publisher went out of business and didn't tell anybody. So
that always helps.
Yeah. And that's another thing I have to deal with. I have to get a new publisher for that, but I'm kind of waiting for at the same time, the one I'm completing right now,
Hmm.
to kind of, get it all done and talk to a new publisher.
Another thing I saw on your website, people can buy your autograph as well. Are you happy for people to send stuff in and you personalize it, or will you personalize the ones they purchase and send them out? How does that all work for your fans?
Yeah, thanks for asking. That's a good question. So I was redoing, when COVID hit, you got to focus on what you can do now. And it provided me a great opportunity to get stuff done that I haven't been able to. One of them was revamping my website. And it was a last minute thing. It wasn't really about acting. My website never has been. Then Cobra Kai kind of became a thing, if you haven't noticed. And I was like, let me put an acting page on my website. And I did that. And then I thought, let me make autographs available for people, because there's no Comic-Cons available right now. I can't go out and travel.
Yeah.
Can't go to any autograph events. So let me make signings available on my website. And that's what I did. And so I'm sending them around the world. It can be domestic or, or international. International, just got to pay a little bit more for shipping. I just kind of try to make it easy. Pay the same shipping price, whether you buy 10 autographs from me or one.
Yeah.
And you personalize it. You can pick the number. You can see the photos on my website, which one you like, Karate Kid or Cobra Kai, or this one from Karate Kid or that one. You can, and just tell me in the instructions the number and who am I signing it to, and how would you like it signed, if anything, or you just want me to handle that for you. But I guarantee I'm the one signing them. And I'm the one sending them out. I can promise you that. And, videos as well. I'm available on Cameo and all of that, but I'm also available. You can get a video off my website and give me the same thing. I'm buying this video for my wife's birthday. This is who she is. This is how old she's going to be. This is blah, blah, blah. Give me instructions enough for me to fill out a, 3 or 4 minute video to somebody. So yeah, that's how it came about. Because of COVID, because there was no Comic-Cons available. So, but you can get those at senseironthomas.com on my products page. Yeah.
So obviously, because COVID stopped everything, is there any plans to come to the UK at all for any conventions when they open back up? Have you got any bookings or anything?
Yeah, I have 2 or 3 people that have reached out to me that want me to come to the UK. And it's just a matter of, when is it going to be safe? When's it going to be safe to travel? When's it going to be safe to actually have a convention? And so, there are plans to come to the UK. So if you're in the UK, hang tight. I'll be over there at some point.
That's brilliant news to hear. I mean, obviously today we only got you on for just a quick talk. So obviously time's running out a little bit now, but obviously to leave everyone on such a high note, obviously with our talk today, have you got an inspirational talk you can say to people who are going to see this video? Give people a message at all?
Everybody's going through, we're all going through it together, right? COVID is a new thing. It's unique to all of us. It's hit the world really, really hard in many different ways. There's been some good things come out of COVID, and I'd like people to focus on the good, both as an overarching picture, instead of just always focusing on the bad stuff about COVID. There's been some really, really, really good things happen, but that doesn't ease up the personal pain that people might be going through, like the loss of a job, how to put food on the table, businesses going out of business, restaurants going out of business. So certainly, I don't know how it's hit the UK as much. I know over here, it's been really tough. Lots of restaurants are just gone. Well, when a restaurant goes, not only the business owner, but all the employees, the waitresses and waiters and everybody just loses, their jobs. So I get all of that, and it's been really, really hard. So, you gotta, it really comes down to stamina, right? If you're an athlete, endurance and stamina and staying the game and knowing and focusing on, don't let your mind play tricks on you by going to the negative all the time. Instead of focus on what's going wrong, make your mind start to focus on what's going right, especially at the end of the day. What is going right? Well, I recently said that, when COVID hit, all the schools got shut down. Well, over here in America, we've had some problems in schools. We've had some little things called school shootings where they're getting a hold of gun. And by the way, I'm a gun owner. So if you're going to message me about this gun thing, save your breath. I like guns. I own them. I've been around them my whole life.
Yeah.
Responsibly. So, but there's been no school shootings for over a year here in America because schools have been shut down. There's been no bullying. Well, there may have been a little bullying, cyberbullying or something, but there's been a lot of good things. There's the footprint, the greenhouse emissions, gas emissions have given the planet a chance to heal a little bit, at least in my view. And I'm not an expert on it, but I thought, well, that's, the cruise lines aren't cruising. The airlines aren't flying. All the pollutants have been reduced vastly. And as soon as I thought that, there was a report out over Italy about the greenhouse emissions and how much they've been reduced by over like 80% because Italy had shut down completely. That's got to be good for the planet. And don't message me if you're one who doesn't believe in climate change and all of that either, because that's just a stupid argument. So see, and that's where I'm not afraid to know when the line's being crossed, right? I'm not afraid to stand up. But my inspirational stuff is, look, focus on what you can get done. Take a moment, hit the reset button. We've all been put on pause. In my life coaching, in my training, in my speaking, I teach people to go on pause several times a day. If you don't, your mind runs away with you. Like I said, it goes from the past into the future all the time, but rarely is it here and now. We've been forced to hit the pause button and to look at ourselves, because so often we're so busy and we're going here and there. And we got to get this done in life and do that. And we've got this job to go to and this and that. And there's so much traffic and noise out there and so much personal distraction. All of that stuff distracts you from you.
Yeah.
And we've been forced now we can't go to those distractions. So what have people done? A lot of people have gone to other distractions like alcohol, that kind of thing that kind of abuse is up because a lot of people just can't sit with themselves and be with themselves and look at themselves in the mirror and figure out, go deep and go wide and figure out how they can take themselves and their mind and their spirit and their body and everything else to the next level. We've been provided an opportunity to do that. So my advice is to do it. And if you don't know how, there's a lot of information on the web. But find somebody like me. It doesn't have to be me, but there are coaches out there. There are people out there putting out content and trying to help people. So, it's right now is a weird period for everybody, and it's tough. It's tough even for someone like me to find the right words to say all the time, because this is all new and it is tough. I get it. So, so I wish I had the perfect formula for everybody, the perfect thing to say. But these are just some of my thoughts about, inspiration is definitely what is needed right now. Some goodness in the world. So yeah, I could go on. I'm probably writing a motivational speech right now. Yeah.
But on that note, obviously, Ron, it's been fantastic talking to you, and I really appreciate your time today. And it's been perfect, this talk, and I hope we get lots of views and you get more people onto your website to check out your stuff as well. But I just want to say a big thank you for obviously talking to me today. I do really appreciate your time.
Yeah, no, it's been an absolute pleasure. So I appreciate that coming on, and good luck out there. Although I don't believe necessarily in luck, but make your own luck, create your own, create something good out of what we've all just gone through. Just don't go through COVID, grow through it. Everybody should take the mindset of growing through it. Don't just go through something. Don't let life happen to you. Life doesn't happen to you. Life happens through you. So don't just go through this, grow through it. Become better than you were yesterday. And tomorrow you should be better than you are today. That's what personal growth is all about, just constantly growing. So thanks for giving me the opportunity to say those kinds of things. because most
No,
people
no,
don't talk about Cobra Kai.
no, it's been my pleasure to have you say it. Like, it's been perfect.
Yeah, beautiful.
Cool. Oh, cool. Thank you very much, Ron, and I hope to speak to you again soon, sometime. And I hope we see you in the UK when you're over here.
Oh yeah, for sure. Come by and see me. You'll, just follow me on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, because you'll know when I'm coming.
Brilliant, excellent. Thank you very much, Ron, and have a
All
good
right,
day.
take
Yeah.
care, you guys. Bye bye.